Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga Plus. Today we're going to work on balance. Remember, balance isn't just about standing in your ankles. It's also about your whole body posture, how you use your muscles, and how you breathe. So let's begin with the breath. We'll sit tall, we'll roll the shoulders down our back so that the shoulders are right over your hips, sitting a little bit forward in the chair. And just breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose. With an even inhale, the same length as our exhale. Breathe naturally and with ease. Find balance in your breath. And when you've found that, bring your hands down by your side. And as you inhale, lift the arms, doesn't matter how far. And as you exhale, lower them back down. Just find that movement of the body connected to the breath. So as we inhale, we expand, bringing everything upward. And as we exhale, we release it back and down. Maybe you bring the arms all the way up overhead. And then you exhale, slowly releasing them down. Let's plant the feet on the earth, bringing the hands to the knees now. Let's do a couple cat-cows here. So we round the back, spread the shoulders apart, and pull the belly button in. Tuck your chin here maybe. And then inhale and lift. And this time, roll the shoulders back and down again. Let's do it again. Rounding forward. And then inhale and roll the shoulders back and down. One more time. And then sitting tall here, let's just lean our ear towards one side and then the other. Just see how your neck feels. I'm sure that you've probably read something along the way about how the inner ear affects our balance. So we give a little attention to our head movements here. We could turn one way and then turn the other and just see how that feels. Does turning your head change your balance? Does keeping the head straight ahead help with your balance? And then we'll come forward again into that forward fold. This time, forward fold, but keep the shoulders back. And then release it back and up. Let's do that again. Coming forward, just 45 degrees, support on your thighs, and then back and up. So we'll come back to the eyes. I'm going to turn a little sideways here so you could see. I'm going to extend one hand in front of me, thumb up. And I'm going to have that arm as straight as you can get it. Stare at your thumb. Keep your eyes on the thumb. Keep your head steady. And let the eyes follow the thumb as it comes closer toward your nose. And then push it back out again. Notice any feeling you might have as you do this. Acknowledge it. Maybe you don't bring your thumb in as far, or maybe you bring it in even further. Play with it. See what works for you. Now, keeping your eyes on the thumb, keep the head still. Take your eyes and the thumb to one side. Bring it back to center. And then cross over the body. The head staying still. The thumb and the eyes are moving. Let's try that again. To one side. My tendency is to want to move my chin. See if you can keep it steady. And then bring it down. And take a few breaths. Feel the ease of your breathing. And we'll do the other side now. We'll extend the thumb out, and as we did before, arm nice and straight. Draw the thumb in, keep the eyes on the thumb, and push it back away. And maybe you can even feel those eye muscles a little bit. Sometimes not. Now this time as we push the thumb away, we're going to lift the thumb and lift the eyes. And then lower it back to neutral. And maybe lower it down towards the floor. And lift it back to neutral. Up. Neutral. Down. And then right in front of you, and just a couple times take it off to one side. Back to center, over to the other side. Moving the eyes as you do this. And then release it down and take a few breaths. Beautiful. So we're going to come into airplane. So we come into a forward fold and we spread our arms out in opposite directions. And depending on your comfort level, maybe you keep your hands on your thighs, maybe you keep one hand on the thigh and then come up. And then maybe you take the other arm out. But if you can, let's push both hands out, turn the palms back. Keep your gaze out in front of you. Belly in, spine long, and then bring it back in. Let's connect that with our breath. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, forward fold into airplane. Inhale it back to center. Let's do it again. Exhale here. Inhale it back and in, and release it down. Very nice. Working down the body now, we'll come to the core. So we're going to bring a knee in and round our shoulders. Look at our knee and then lower it back down. Stay on the same side with me. We'll bring the knee up, bring the shoulders forward and down. And if you really have a great deal of flexibility, maybe you kiss the knee. Maybe not. One more time. Doesn't matter how far. Get the motion going and then connect it with the breath. Let's try it on the other side. So we inhale up, lift that knee, round the shoulders as you exhale. And then inhale and release it all back down and exhale. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale and inhale. Bring that knee up as far as is comfortable for you, but without straining. And then pause. So let's put airplane and knee lifts together. So we take the hands out in front of us nice and long. We're going to open them up, turn the palms back, lean forward. Exhale. Inhale, bring the knee up. Exhale and release it down. Push the arms back, other knee this time, alternating back and forth. Now let's add that rounded shoulder right here. Round the shoulders, exhale. Inhale, exhale into airplane. Inhale. Lift the knee, exhale. Releasing the knee, arms forward, we come into our airplane. Going knee to knee, opposite knee each time, rounding the shoulders forward when we lift the knee and pushing them back and down as we come forward into airplane. Let's do it again, one more time on each side. Round. And release, airplane. Backing up, lift that knee, round the shoulders. And release, airplane. And then bring those hands forward and right into your heart center and release them down. Next, I'm going to work the legs. So we want to bring the feet together. You can, I have my feet turned on the pinky toe side so that I can get as much distance between my knees. You can hold on to the chair here also. And we're going to squeeze those knees and thighs together and then open out into our butterfly position. And each time you do this, feel the spine grow a little taller, keeping the energy going up, up, up from the pelvic area, navel center, heart center, into the throat, all the way up into the eyebrow center and the crown of the head here. And then just release that and see how it feels. Take an easy couple of breaths here. Next, we're going to turn sideways in the chair. So we step one foot to the side of the chair. I'm going to come closer to the edge, kind of framing the corner of my chair here. And I'm going to turn to the side and extend that outside leg back. So this would be position number one, right? Our lunge pose. So front knee is bent and the knee is over the ankle, foot anchored into the earth. We could bring the arms up if that's comfortable for you today. And if you want more, if you want to work on strength here, you might hover out of the chair. How do you do that? You squeeze the glutes, push through that back leg, and equal out your weight from the front foot to the back foot. And then to safely come down, release the arms first. And I've got one hand on the back of the chair so that I can easily guide myself down back into the chair. Let's try it again, either staying in the chair or rising up and out. Here we go. Building strength here, keep the breath even, shoulders down your back, a little engagement in the belly. And then to come down, anchor yourself on the chair and lower yourself back and down. One more time here. Arms up overhead is optional. Working the legs, working our balance and control here. And then come forward in the chair again. Put the bottoms of those feet together if you can, or side to side. Open the knees and squeeze them together. Hold them in. Sit taller. Exhale and release. Turning the other way now for lunge on the other side. Stepping one foot to the side of the chair. Coming close to the edge of the chair so I can still see the corner of my chair. Extend the outside leg back onto the ball of the foot. Make sure the front knee is right over the ankle, giving you the greatest strength. Stay here. Bring the arms up overhead. Lunge pose. Now, if you want more, you push yourself out of the chair, straightening that back leg, equal weight in both feet. Balance out that energy into both feet. Hands come down. We place one hand on the back of the chair and we lower ourselves with control back into the chair. Two more, just like that. Rise. You can stay here, just bring the arms up, or rise up with me. And then with control, we lower back and down. Inhale up. Stay here, take a couple breaths. Feel the ribs hug towards midline. Pushing that back leg straight gives you more strength. And then we soften and we lower ourselves back down and turn once again to the front, bottoms of the feet together. This time, hold the knees apart. Wonderful. Release that. So next I'm going to do star in the chair. So I'm about the middle of the chair, maybe 3/4 of the way into the chair. But I need to be able to move my legs freely here. So you find where it's best for you. And we'll push one leg out to the side at an angle to the chair. And then the other foot. So I land on my heels, You can hold on to the chair or press into your thighs. And then we'll bring them back in. Now, if that felt balanced to you, let's add the arms. So we take the leg out, and then we take the arms out, and we come into star in the chair. Hands come back in, feet come back in. Out, out. Stretch it out, draw the belly in, sit tall, and then release. One more star here. Out, out, landing on the heels if you can. Arms can come up if you want. And we lift through the spine here. Shoulders over our hips. Exhale and release it down and step your feet back in. Take your arms out to the side and balance them left to right here. So we're not leaning, we're not going to one side or the other. We're right in the center, nice and balanced. Turn the palms up and bring the fingers to your shoulders. Sitting tall here, we round forward, bring the elbows forward, and then take them back out to the side. And this time, take them back even a little further and look up to where the ceiling meets the wall, right in front of you. Again, rounding here, elbows come together, and then back and lift through the front side of the body. One more time here. And then neutral, releasing them down. Let's roll our shoulders, release any tension that was created through that movement, and back and down. And take a few breaths. And rest. I'm going to stand because an important part of building balance is standing. So let's rise up. You can come behind your chair. I'm going to have the chair off to the side here, within my reach, but able to stand next to my chair so that you can see me. So the first thing we're going to do, and again, you could be facing your chair, you're just going to lift your heels and just see how that feels, and adjust your feet apart a little bit or closer together, and see which position of your feet gives you the best balance here. Use the chair if you need to, but I encourage you to hover the hand or have the hands down alongside of your legs. Now, adding on to this, one arm can come up, release everything to the earth. Other arm comes up, heels lift, and back and down. Alternating arms here. And you guessed it, to challenge our balance, maybe both arms come up at the same time. Go where your body can go today. Practice, come back to the video from time to time and practice lifting the heels and lowering, building your strength and your balance, using the whole body. Remember that star pose in the chair? We're going to do it right now. So we step one foot forward, but we're not on the heel. We're going to put the whole foot on the floor. We're going to step the other foot out also, nice wide stance, lots of space between my feet, and maybe turn the toes out. And then we step them back in. Toes come forward. Out, out, in, in. And again, chairs available if you need it. And yes, we're going to add the arms. So as the feet step out, lift an arm and then lift the other arm. Now maybe you step one foot out and the opposite arm. See how that works? Play with it. Little steps, big steps. What works for you? One more time here. Keep the breath even. Don't hold your breath. Come to mountain. See how you feel. Now, placing one hand on the chair, we're going to lift a knee in front of us. So you don't want the heel behind you like this with the knee down. You want to lead with the knee, lifting the knee forward and the foot comes forward also. See how that feels. Shoulders over your hips and the belly in a little bit helps. Hover the hand, see how that feels? And then lower everything down. Let's try it on the other side. So we lift the other knee forward and up and lower it down. So you can see how this really challenges our balance. If you're facing the chair, step a little to one side of the chair so that your knee doesn't hit the chair. And hover and down. Other knee, hover the hand, and down. Can we do it one more time? Now, if you don't need the chair and you have that balance today, practice that way. Just bring the knee up, hold it there for a breath, and lower it down. Other side, and lower it down. And notice now, one side to the other. Sometimes we have better balance on one side. I know I do. And you'll see that as we go forward in this practice today. So let's just loosen it up a little bit and bounce. Bend your knees. Let your body bounce up and down a little bit here. And then come to stillness. So one of our poses in yoga is tree pose. And what we were just practicing was preparing us for that tree pose. So we want to put all the weight in one leg, and I'm going to use the leg that's nearest my chair and bend the other knee. Now, some people can turn it out a little, some people can turn it out a lot. What we don't want is to move the hips. So we want the hips to stay forward, just like we kept the chin forward when we were looking at our thumb in the chair. You can keep the toes on the earth right next to the other ankle. Or you can lift it and press it into the side of the leg. And depending on your flexibility, maybe it comes all the way up. But you can see when I do that, it slides right down to my knee, and that's what I don't want. I don't want it on the knee. So I'm going to keep it right here on the shin. Out to the side as much as I can. Find a focus. Stare at something right in front of you. Keep the head still. Shoulders over hips. Maybe one arm comes up. Maybe you hover the other hand so you can grab the chair when you need to. Or maybe you bring that up also. Find your tree and hold it for 2 or 3 breaths. And then to come out of it, we place the hand down and then the foot and release it. And once again, just kind of bounce around in the body. Let's try it on the other side. Turning the knee out, we're a comfortable distance, keeping the hips straight ahead. Toes come near the ankle, or foot to the shin, or foot to the upper thigh. And standing here, I'm able to keep that foot without pressing into the knee, so I'm safe. Told you one side would be more flexible than the other, and here it is. Abs in, stare at something straight ahead of you. Hover the other hand or bring it up overhead. Wherever you're at, 2 or 3 breaths. And then release it and come to mountain and just bounce into those knees again. How did you do? Very nice, very nice. Now remember our lunge in the chair? Facing your chair, step 1 foot back, turn the toes out and bring the foot to the earth. We'll bend into the front knee just like we did in lunge pose. And we're going to bring the hands up. Now you can keep them straight out in front of you, touching the chair, or you could bring them up overhead. And then we'll bring the hands down either to touch the chair. Let's start here. Straighten that front leg and fold towards the chair. Pushing the hips back. And then bend into that knee right towards the toes. Lift the heart. Maybe lift your arms. Now an alternative would be to bring the hands to the thigh, gently touching as we straighten the front leg and take that forward fold. Bend into the knee, rise up. Exhale, release. Inhale, stand tall. Straighten that front leg and lean into your forward fold. Let's do it one more time. Flow through it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the knee. Inhale up. Step the back foot forward. Mountain. We'll do that on the other side. So we step the other foot forward, bend into the knee. Back foot can come flat to the earth. Turned out a little bit. Hands can be here, here, or here. Find your warrior first. Strengthen by pulling up through the pelvic muscles. And then exhale, straightening the front leg, bringing the arms down. And then forward fold over that leg. Notice I'm not moving the feet at all, just everything's happening in the hips and the legs without moving the feet or changing the position of my shoulders. The shoulders stay square to the chair. We'll do one more. You do as many as is comfortable for you, strengthening through the legs and hip, and even into the ankles. And then when you're done, you place the hands on the chair, step the back foot forward, come to your mountain pose. Remember star? Let's do a few stars. Out, out, turn the toes out. Arms come up, we inhale, exhale as we release it back to mountain. Out, out, and back and in. One more time. And back and in. Wonderful. Let's come back into the chair to close out our practice today with another pose that can strengthen our hips. We're going to sit once again about halfway into the chair and take one ankle in front of the other or bring it to the top of the thigh. If you can bring it to the top of the thigh, the other foot's right underneath your knee. You sit tall. Let this knee just naturally go where it's going to go. Some people cross it over a little bit more. I like my ankle resting here and a little flexion in my foot to protect the knee. Stay here and just breathe or lean into it, opening the palms, inviting more energy in. And keep the gaze, 3-4 feet in front of you for balance here. And then bring it all the way up and in, releasing that foot down. Other side. Once again, leaning into it a little. Opening the palms, receiving energy. Looking out in front of you. Keep the shoulders back instead of rounding forward here. And then release it and release the foot to the floor. Sit back a little bit and let's just rock side to side here. Shifting our weight from hip to hip. We'll take it into a circle for a little relief. Let the tension go in the hips and reverse it. And then come to stillness and come back to your breath. Join me in checking in, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, maybe closing your eyes so that you can feel the vibration of the breath, ever so subtle. Maybe you don't feel it, and that's okay too. Just being aware of your balance, being aware of your surroundings, and being aware of your breath. And then pause. And as you exhale, flutter your eyes open. Take the hands up overhead. Turn to one side. Turn all the way for a little twist here. And then wave those arms up and over to the other side. Couple times here. Just kind of releasing tension in the spine. And then we'll come center. Bring the hands in front of the heart one more time. And bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Thank you for joining me for Balance. Check out some of the other videos. Tell a friend to subscribe to Chair Yoga Plus. Namaste.